Welcome back to another episode of Star Charts. In this episode, we are going to be talking about the Corel System. The Corel System is located here in the UEE next to the Banu Protectorate, with jump routes that lead to Nemo, Nexus, into the Banu Protectorate, and to a UEE subsystem, number 12. Alright, now let's take a closer look at Corel and look at the system. Corel, gateway to the Banu Protectorate. Corel is a standard Type G main sequence star with 6 largely unremarkable planets located on the border between the United Empire of Earth and the Banu Protectorate, with a key jump line connecting the two. First discovered in 2449 and initially settled shortly thereafter, Corel has become the de facto customs checkpoint between the two states. The system itself was discovered in the decade following mankind's first treaties with the Banu. As part of a concentrated effort to map this inhabited region of space, the inhabitable third planet, Lo, was developed first as a casual trading post between humans and Banu, and then ultimately developed into the port of call for all interspecies shipping traffic. The culture of the Corel system is an interesting mix of human frontier and Banu bureaucracy, something that has not evolved elsewhere in the galaxy. Corellians today are an unexpected combination of efficient and laid back. Beyond that, in nearly 5 centuries since the system's settlement, little has changed, save the scale of what passes through the jump point. Inner planets 1 and 2. The first planet of the Corel system is little more than a flare-lashed iron core. Originally a rocky worldlet close to the system's sun, Corel 1's crust and mantle were blasted away through a series of unknown impacts. The result was the exposure of the planet's iron core, which was since cooled to a solid state. No development has taken place on Corel 1, as there are far easier to reach sources of simple iron in the known galaxy. The planet does make for an attractive picture, though, with a bizarre smooth landscape resulting in the metal having rapidly cooled into its current form when exposed to space. Where Corel 1 is now entirely a planetary core, Corel 2 lacks one entirely, a dead planet with no magnetic field. Corel 2's atmosphere has been blasted away by solar winds. The surface of the planet is, however, extremely rich in minerals, and the planet is a likely candidate for future mining expansion. It is officially UEE government territory today, although a mineral rights auction is anticipated in the near future. Corel 2, on the inner edge of the system's green band, is also technically a terraforming candidate, although not a good one. Corel 3, Lo. Behold the pulsing heartbeat of interspecies commerce. Corel 3, known only as Lo around the galaxy, is the system's inhabited world and serves as the physical handshake between the human and the Banu governments. The planet itself is an interesting mix. Sparsely populated plains, lazy border towns, and massive shipping customs complexes through which pass everyone from freelance traders to corporate cargo crews. Lo is, essentially, the last exit before the Banu Protectorate, and it has all of the qualities of both a massive transport hub and a distant frontier trucking station. The usual entertainments for long-haul transport crews are in good supply, although the sheer number of customs officials stationed here, as well as guard patrol crews, serve to mediate the more unsavory of these developments. The center of the station is New Junction, a town built up around the largest customs house on world. Lines of ships can wait for up to 12 hours on a bad day to pass through the detailed inspection screening required by both the UEE and Banu governments. although 1 in 10 cargoes is given a full visual inspection, and all others are subject to an array of scans and a mountain of paperwork. New Junction is located on a natural landing area, the sprawling plains of the equatorial Kaf region. While Low is a generally temperate world, New Junction is in one of the hotter regions year-round, something which many travelers dread experiencing during their layovers. Cool drinks and air-conditioned HabiCube rentals sell for a premium in the area surrounding New Junction. Regular dust storms combined with the city's base of prefab buildings, plus the vast quantity of shipping containers passing through, make for something of an almost prehistoric Wild West vibe. But make no mistake, this is not the lawless frontier. A fortune in legitimate shipping passes through Low every day, overseen by meticulous custom agents. Corel 4, Castor. While Low is a prime example of man's efficient industry, Corel 4, called Castor by the natives, is an embarrassing example of its hubris. Castor orbits Corel with a 786 standard Earth day rotation, placing it just outside the star's green band habitable zone. Made up of vast tracts of frozen desert, Castor is a foreboding world with no immediately apparent reason for human development. Nevertheless, the world became a symbol of intended progress during the Messer era, another target in a dictatorial march towards new levels of science and industry. Billions of credits in terraforming technology later, the once frozen desert planet has become a frozen desert planet with a barely habitable atmosphere. Today, almost no one lives on Castor, and few of those could tell you why. A handful of settlements dot the globe, primarily centered around deep ice mining operations. Quantities of bad ice have been discovered far beneath the surface, and it is sometimes collected for scientific purposes. Beyond that, miners subside on occasional caches of desert-bound silica. Though rare, the discovery of a single cache is enough to make a mining operation profitable for several years. Mining contracts are the reason why the bulk of the inhabitants have come to the planet, and very few of them choose to renew for a second year. Traders looking to make a quick credit could not find a more captive audience for luxury goods. The Outer Planets 5 and 6. Corel 5 is a standard gas giant, a massive red and brown planet frequently used as a fuel stopover by merchants heading to and from the Banu Protectorate. It is otherwise unremarkable. Corel 6 is an uninhabitable ball of rock barely encountered by anyone passing through the system. It features an odd orbit that is well off the system's elliptical plane, with a slight less important transit point. Corel 6 might have become a reasonable outpost for smugglers, but the quality and concentration of local patrol forces in the system have all but eliminated it as a venue for cross-border black market shipping. And this was the Corel System. Thank you for coming out and checking out this episode of Star Charts. Be sure to tune in for future episodes. We'll see you